Hello, everyone. We are live at 5 at Broadway.com. It is Wednesday, July 25th, almost August.
Almost August. Where is the time going?
My name is Paul Wantorek.
And my name is Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And over there, her name is Caitlin Moynihan.
Hi.
And his name, you can't see him yet, today's guest, Jason Danieley.
Yes.
Woo!
Who's in Pretty Woman, brand new Broadway musical. Of course, you've loved him in so many things over the years. And this is the big, hot new one.
Yes.
But first, today's top 5.
And new Jenna is getting ready to start her shift in waitress.
Absolutely. Nicolette Robinson is going to be making her Broadway debut in the delicious musical Waitress.
Fantastic.
Absolutely. We love her. You may have loved her as well in Brooklynite or Invisible Thread. Also, she's been on your TV screens in The Affair, Heart of Dixie, and Unforgettable. We're super excited
And
for
live at 5.
And of course, live at 5. Yes, absolutely. She will begin September 4th, and she'll be in the show through October 28th. She will replace Catherine McPhee, who will play her final performance on August 19th. Nicolette Robinson is also the first non-white actor to play Jenna, which is absolutely incredible. Something a lot of us, I think, we're all hoping for, very soon. So it's so cool.
She also is, of course, married to Leslie Odom Jr.
She is,
and
absolutely.
a new mom.
A new mom. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Absolutely.
So this is exciting.
And
I
a
love
Broadway
it.
debut to go along with it. And Jenna, it's an important mom role. I'm sure
It
there's
made me
lots of
immediately
emotional.
think, well, what are other shows where like actresses of color could sort of break the barrier and do anyway?
Yeah,
So.
no, can't wait. I will
Cool.
be going back to the show, absolutely. But I was always going to go back to the show.
And we found out who's going to be leading as a princess across the country.
Hey, congratulations, Lila Coogan. You're Anastasia.
A new Anya.
So Anya, yes. So Fanastasians, what are they called?
Fanastasias.
That's it, just
yeah.
Fanastasia. It's the easiest show title ever to turn into a fan word. The national tour of Anastasia is starting October 9th in Schenectady.
Right here in New York.
That's where the tours always kick off. New York, which is near Albany, in case you Fanastasias want to book your train tickets. Coogan, Lila Coogan, previously appeared in Mary Poppins on Broadway and Hairspray at Syracuse Stage. This is obviously a huge opportunity for her.
It's enormous.
I don't know
Yeah.
her.
No,
This is
no,
exciting.
fresh face.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
leading a big musical across the country. Also, Stephen Brower will play Dimitri. He is currently in the Broadway ensemble and understudying the role at the Broadhurst Theater. So congratulations to both of you.
And we found out who's going to be leading this really exciting reimagined production of a Broadway classic.
Yes, this is, so I know you've already seen
I
this
saw
production, and you came back raving
I did. It's
about
really
it.
different and
Yes.
cool.
So it's
And they give you
Chili.
what was Mary Testa making?
she makes chili,
No,
right?
she makes cornbread.
Cornbread.
yeah.
She
That's
makes
That's right.
jiffy cornbread
I'm here for
during the
that.
show.
Yes, so this
Here
is
for
it's
that.
the staging of Oklahoma that it's immersive
And chili, you're
and
right.
there
They're
is a
crock pots
chili,
of chili,
during
I'm sorry.
intermission. The audience and the
Yes.
actors, they have some chili together. This is in it's the show's 75th anniversary, which is super cool. We have Ali Stroker from Spring Awakening recently on Broadway as Annie.
Was she the first? She was the first actress in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair,
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. Rebecca Naomi Jones, who we all love, as Lori, and two-time Tony nominee Mary Testa as Aunt Eller. Daniel Fish is the director of this production. It will be appearing at Brooklyn's St. Anne's Warehouse, which they're going to completely repurpose to resemble a community hall to go along with this immersive staging. And you'll be able to see it September 27th through October 28th.
You know what we're missing here, though? We're missing, and I want you to look it up while we do the next story.
Yeah.
We're missing the actor who's playing Curly.
Curly.
He was fantastic. He did it when I saw it before, and he's doing it again, and I need to know his name.
Yes.
I'm looking
He
up right
jams. He
Right,
jams.
no, I remember.
He
you
was
coming
in,
back.
he was in, what's that other show that's coming to Broadway?
Oh, I got it.
You got it.
Yeah, Damon Duano. He was in Brief Encounter. He's going to be Curly.
But he was also in that other Hadestown.
Hades.
Oh,
Town.
Anyway, he's fantastic.
Right.
So shout out to him, too.
I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, it's a cool
And I don't have
production.
to go very far. I'm in Brooklyn.
It ain't your grandma's
No.
Oklahoma.
No, it's
Love
the
it.
new Oklahoma.
And the Hamilton creative team is already working on something new, but this time for the screen.
Okay, stop it. I can't really deal with this because this sounds
this is-
really cool.
I know.
So FX, thanks to Ryan Murphy, has been
Thank
doing
you.
all
Truly.
these limited
Yes.
series where they've, they've done the American Crime Story.
Right, they did Feud
And
with
yes. So they don't always do. Of course, they just did Pose, which I love.
Which I
But they do these sort of limited history
Fargo,
history
yes.
lessons.
Yeah.
So they're doing one on Bob Fosse and Gwen Verdon,
which is
crazy.
unbelievable.
And Sam Rockwell and Michelle Williams are going to be in it. Oh, it's called Fosse/Verdon. Is that actually the name?
Isn't that? I love it. I'm obsessed.
Frost Nixon. I love it. Anyway, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you might know that guy, and Andy Blankenbuehler are among the co-producers. The pilot episode is directed by Tommy Kail, or Thomas Kail if you prefer, and written by Dear Evan Hansen, Steve Levinson. I mean,
All-star
basically,
team.
and he's the
Unbelievable.
showrunner. It's all
Right.
our people.
That's great.
It's all
Amazing.
Broadway people, and hopefully there'll be more Broadway stars in the cast. I would be into that.
Yes.
Anyway, it's starting this fall. It won't debut for another year, but we're already loving it.
Right, it's already our favorite show.
Already excited. And sticking with Hamilton, the Hamilton creators are getting a really cool honor.
Yeah, so all of those wonderful creatives that Paul just mentioned, in addition to Alex Lacamoire, they are going to receive a unique 2018 Kennedy Center honor. So typically where they would honor a lifetime achievement, they're doing something new this year.
This is really unheard of.
Yes, it is.
Right? I mean,
And yeah,
normally it's
absolutely.
Specific individuals.
Yes, and they honor their entire lifetime work, but this time, this is what the Kennedy Center president Deborah F. Rutler said. The Kennedy Center is making an unprecedented statement about an unprecedented work, a work that transcends cultural boundaries and tells America's story in a powerful and contemporary way. So they are all receiving
Don't
that
you find it
honor.
ironic that they announced this the day after they announced that they're doing the Fosse
Fosse
Verdon
show,
show?
yes.
I think they're just excited about
They
that.
wanted to jump on a
That
little bit of a
pushed it over the
bandwagon,
edge.
I'm sure, but you know what? We'll take it.
Who else is getting
They're
honor?
also going to honor Cher, who you may have seen this past weekend in Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, but you will also get to learn her whole life
And you
story.
won't see her in the Cher
And
store,
you won't
in
see
the
her
Cher
in the Cher
show,
show.
but you
No,
will see her.
But you'll know
Same
all
time.
about her in the Cher show. And these honors will happen on December 2nd, which is my birthday, on
Ooh.
CBS. You'll be able to
Now,
watch them.
considering I follow both Cher and Lin-Manuel Miranda on Twitter,
Yup.
it seems fair to assume the president will not attend once again.
I don't think the
think so.
president will be in attendance.
I'm going to bank on no.
No, I
No.
think you're right. I'd put money on that.
If anyone would ever take money on that bet,
That's a different, yeah. no.
tweet me.
And
Thank
that's,
you,
yeah, that's It for
Ryan.
me. My pleasure.
He's a married man now.
Yes.
By
Officially
back from
married.
his
Yes.
wedding.
Thank
So-
you.
so
Thank you
welcome
so much.
back.
Thank you.
the way.
Marriage.
Now get back to work.
Now, yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Hey, Caitlin, tell us
Yes.
more about Jason Danieley, today's guest.
Yes. Guys, we have Jason Danieley in the studio. He's part of the original Broadway company of Pretty Woman that is currently in previews. How exciting. His previous Broadway credits include The Visit, Next to Normal, Curtain, The Full Monty, and Chicago, and many more. He's been in a ton of stuff. Be sure to follow him on Twitter at Jason Danieley and on Instagram at JDanieley. So 2 different things. Follow him on both. And make sure to leave all your questions in the comments down below so we can get to them later. Everyone, please welcome Paul and Jason.
Hi, Jason Danieley.
Hello.
Back on Broadway. I
Yes.
like it. You're always on Broadway.
Always.
You're doing
Not
good.
always, but
Well, it's
fairly
fine.
regularly.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank God.
It's good. Yeah,
I'm
thank God.
very lucky. I'm very blessed.
Yeah, and a new shiny Jerry Mitchell extravaganza.
Yes. Very shiny.
It is
Although it is kind of gritty. I mean,
gritty and shiny.
I mean, we're on the streets of Hollywood
Yes.
after all. But there is, that Broadway polish that is,
Yeah.
Jerry Mitchell.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not your kinky boots. It's not a lot of things that he's done before.
Mm-hmm.
It is an intimate, very personal, not personal for him, but the 2 characters. It's a very intimate story.
Yeah, yeah. So I saw the show in Chicago.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I'm excited to see it again. You just started previews, like on Friday, I think?
Friday,
So how's
Saturday.
it going? How are the audiences?
It's going. Is there wood around here? It's great.
I don't know what this
Oh,
is.
there's one at the
No, it's a full Monty just coming lurching
I
back
love a
out.
reference to the full Monty.
It's going really well. I was saying to our press guys on the way over here that when you move into a theater, you kind of. I don't always want to zhuzh up my dressing room. I feel like
I
it's
love that word, by the way.
bad.
Oh, you don't
luck.
like? Okay, so you prefer to keep it really minimal.
Yeah, but as I came in, they're like, "Hey, you want new carpeting? Do you want to paint a the walls. I'm like, oh, sure. You want a new mirror? And so the crew is
This
like,
is not normal, by the way, that when you get there, they're like, what do you want to do to your...
I think they're just being nice to me because I spent so much time in the dressing room in the show.
well, okay.
But no,
I want you to be comfortable.
the crew is, they'll be the first people to let you know that sales aren't so hot. We're going to let
Right.
nice having you. I think they're planning on us being there for a while.
People love this brand, this story, Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows the movie, of course. They know, and I will say, Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, iconic as Vivian and Edward in the movie. Your character also is kind of iconic because people remember Jason Alexander.
Right.
Who you are not the same physical type as, by the way.
Right.
You don't often go in for Jason Alexander parts.
Not very often. No.
So let's talk about this guy because you're kind of you're a bad guy, the bad
guy.
You're the bad guy.
Yeah.
But are you getting like booze? Is it like that? When you see a show and the people who play
when you're in a musical, you often think, oh, well, the bad guy, if it's done right, could get booze. But I feel like because it's such a realistic situation. If you remember the movie, Jason goes after her in the penthouse.
Schmarmy is a word, I think.
Schmarmy,
That's a good word.
Yeah, lecherous.
Yeah.
He's definitely the giant Me Too movement.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was going to say. And now you're doing it now.
Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein,
You're one of those guys.
I'm that guy. And so I think they really, because they love Samantha Parks. She's so incredible in the role.
Yeah.
You instantly fall in love with her, and you're on that ride. You want them to get together, her and Andy Carl.
Andy Carl.
And so by the time we get to this point, you want them to be falling in love, and where they are in love. But I attack her, and she takes care of herself.
Right.
I don't think that's a spoiler. It's different than the movie.
Right.
And so they haven't been booing, but they've been applauding for her when she gives me the 1-2.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They like
Rightfully
to
so.
see you get taken down.
Yeah, right.
So
Kick him while he's down.
So how did this nice guy? You've been such a nice guy in so many. You're not normally going in for the villain roles. How the heck did Jerry Mitchell see this guy in you, Jason Danieley? And what did you do at the audition?
Well, I didn't have to audition.
Oh,
So he.
that's how it should be. I like to hear that.
It doesn't always happen, but he.
You worked with Jerry on the film. Jerry,
yeah, he
choreographer
choreographed the
on
full Monty.
He was. Jerry was. That was one of Jerry's
Of
first.
course,
big-
Malcolm was definitely not a Philip Stuckey kind of character.
Correct.
But I
No,
did
we
play
love Malcolm.
Billy Flynn recently.
Yes, right.
On
Mhm,
Broadway.
yep, mhm.
So I think.
You've been exploring the dark side.
Yeah, and I've been playing the bad guys out of town. So this will be the first
right.
kind of legitimate bad guy on Broadway,
Right.
which is nice.
Right.
People, even my good friends, will say, "You're such a nice guy. I didn't think you had it in you." I'm like, "You don't know me very well." Marin would be the first person to say, "Yeah."
Right.
Not that I'm a bad guy, but
Right.
that I'm an actor, and then I
Yeah,
have this in me.
course.
So it's nice to be able to share that.
Of course. Do you remember first seeing the movie? I mean, you were young.
I was here in New York. Yeah, I remember because I fell in love with Julia Roberts. It was
Right.
like, who's that? She's
You know,
incredible.
she really had that magic on stage,
Yeah.
on screen. I mean, it really was like that visceral kind of thing.
Yeah, and Samantha has that on the stage.
And I was
in
worried.
spades.
I was worried that it was all sort of film magic. You know what I mean? And then if you
Right.
saw somebody doing that same role from far away, that she wouldn't have the benefit of the close up
And have to sing and dance and do it 8 times a week
Right.
for a year or 2 years or
Right.
however long. This is an athletic competition being on Broadway.
Yeah.
You don't just show up and do the scene once or 7 times and then it's in the can.
Yeah.
You have to do it consistently. And we're just the beginning of Broadway, but from the workshop and out of town, Samantha just boom, 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 right out, hitting the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And she's truly a beautiful spirit, and it's great to have her and Andy as our leaders because, it's going to be a fun ride with the show.
And she's Eponine.
She's happening in
In the
the
Les Mis movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, she's
Queen.
been great in a lot of things, but that's like,
We've been talking about the film because we have this fight in Pretty Woman. She was
Yeah.
talking about fighting with Sacha Baron Cohen,
Oh.
who played Thénardier, and how he's like, I forget, she spits in his face and he slaps her.
Wow.
And she was like, what do you want me to do? Because we're when you hit someone, you do it in a way that you're very safe. And in the film, he was like, just spit in my face. Spit in my face. Or no, it was one way or the other. And then she get to slap him and let me have it. And, it was real stuff. So she's a veteran of the fight choreography.
Do you have a fight call with her every day?
Yeah.
Is that part of the fight call?
Yeah.
When you do a Broadway show, before half hour, you get on stage
Yeah,
with whoever
7:20 and
whoever you do those physical
run through
things
it.
with.
You do it at half.
And you kind of do it jokingly. I mean, you do it like lighthearted, but you're doing it.
Well, you do it half speed and then you do it full speed. And
what is the point of that? Just to sort of connect with the
Yeah.
physicality and make sure you're like there in the moment.
Yeah.
and-
I mean, as simple as ours is, you just want to make sure that
Yeah,
you.
it's not a big kung fu fight, by the way.
She takes the bottle.
Swords.
I grab the bar towel and wrap it around her neck. She's kicking,
Oh,
pushing
gosh.
flowers off the piano.
Now, and did you know Andy Carl? So Andy is new to the cast.
I knew Andy socially. We'd
Right.
never worked together.
Right.
We're very similar types,
yeah.
middle-aged white guys with reddish hair, and we're
Those
often
guys.
up for the same parts.
Right,
Yeah. So we haven't played together, but Orphe's in the show,
Yes.
and he had been around, the readings and the
Right.
workshops,
just
and
watching Orphan.
just
yeah.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's such a wonderfully supportive guy, and so when
Yeah, they're like one of the other long running married. You and Maren Maisie and Orphan and Andy. Like,
Yeah.
these couples have sort of been
not everyone.
and
can
able
do
to
that,
like
but
have
we're-
careers and to
work
make,
together.
to make that work
Yeah.
and work together. I know it's incredible.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's great, and it's wonderful to have him on board. And he really, he's a consummate professional theater actor. So he had a very short period of time to do this.
Right.
Steve unfortunately had to
Right,
back
Steve
out,
Kazee, yeah.
and Andy had, I don't know, we had 4 weeks of rehearsal and now previews
Right.
and changes constantly. So
Right.
yeah, he's doing a great job.
Now Bryan Adams is also there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, it's cool to have your name associated with like super cool people. Like Bryan Adams, he's like a true rock star.
Sure, and
Yeah.
when I heard that he was on board, because Jerry said, "Do you want to do this part? We're doing a reading." I said, "Can I see a script?" He's like, "No, you can't see a script. It's highly
Top secret.
top secret. Yeah, we all know it's a musical. God damn it, you can't read the script." And I said, "Well, who's writing it?" "Oh, the screenwriter J.F. Lawton, along with Gary Marshall,
Right.
who's passed, but
Yeah.
he's continuing on." And Bryan Adams. I'm like, Bryan Adams,
Right.
my sophomore dance at school
Yeah.
was heaven. I'm like
Oh,
slow
man.
dancing,
Yeah.
singing in the girls' ear. I was like on board.
I love
Love
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jerry obviously worked with Cyndi Lauper too, helping to craft her to become like a Broadway. It's interesting that he like kind of picks these interesting creative teams.
And I also think he's chosen too. I mean, Paula Wagner, our
Yes,
illustrious
she's a big
producer.
Hollywood producer. Everybody, she's producing this.
Yeah,
this musical.
she partnered with Tom Cruise on all of his huge
Yeah.
hits, all the Mission Impossibles and the Last Samurai, and a lot. And she's been, dipping her toe in the Broadway pool for a while now.
Yeah.
And with this, I think it's great to have a strong female at the helm of the show. And the creative team the rest of them are men, but the buck stops with her.
Right.
And I think when she was putting this together, knew that Jerry could get the best out of these pop rock songwriters.
Yeah.
And he's like, nope, this is not good. Get another song. And he's not taking it easy on them. This is Broadway. It's a different creature, a different monster.
Yeah.
And there are different rules, and there's certain lyrics that have to be storytelling and moving the plot forward, as opposed to just sitting in one particular moment.
Right.
For 2 minutes of radio time.
So, what color did you go with for the dressing room?
Well, it's white, but I'm getting an accent wall of blood red because that's Stuckey is a ruthless corporate raider lawyer that would stop at nothing. And when his relationship with his best friend Edward crumbles because of this hooker, he sees red. So I was like, I have a little inspiration wall. Yeah.
Also matches the logo.
That's right.
That's why.
All the swag I have in my dress.
That's why.
Have you ever had an office job?
Not an office job, but I had some temp work when I moved to the city.
Yeah.
You know, like the junior league. This is when everything was going from paper to computer, so I'd sit there, the junior league, and put
Data
up
entry.
data entry. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
did a lot of data entry,
ridiculous.
too.
That was stupid. I folded T-shirts. Like I sold T-shirts to the T-shirt shops in Times Square for a company, and then I would bring them and say, "Hey, look, taxis for the T-shirts and whatever it is." And then at the end of the week, I'd fold hot T-shirts for 5 hours.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
my office job.
What was your backup plan when you became
Nothing. I had no backup plan.
plan?
It was either this or, I don't know, drive UPS.
Well, it's working. I'm glad it's working.
Yeah.
Watch our show people interview. Go find it on YouTube to find out more about the background of Jason. Hey, Caitlin,
Yes.
are there any questions
Yes.
from the viewers? Hi, everybody.
Love it. Okay, this is a cool one. Out of all of the roles that you've done, do you have a favorite line or lyric?
Ooh.
Well, stop worrying where you're going. Move on. From Sunday in the Park
By
with
the
George.
way,
You came out.
Oh, are you
came to
kidding me? You and Carmen Cusack,
Yeah.
and I'd never seen her before in anything. That Sunday in the Park with George, in case you don't know the lyric, get to know it. In Chicago, the
Chicago Shakespeare Theater.
Yeah, stunning. I mean,
It was a great production.
That's a great role for you.
Thank
You look
you.
good in a beard and without.
Malou, our hair designer, gave me the most incredible beard, like 8 different colors of hair
Yeah,
in it.
it was
But
fantastic.
Sunday in the Park with George is extraordinary. Yeah.
Love it. Oh, this one's funny. Who in the cast of Pretty Woman do you think would survive a zombie apocalypse?
Oh,
Or Faye. Or Faye.
Or Faye.
And we would all stand behind her, go, get him.
She's like, I got it. She gets in front,
And she'd go, "Oh!" Their heads would go, boom, boom.
She can make zombies' heads explode with her
Sure,
belt.
why not? She makes mine
Okay.
explode.
Officially.
That is hilarious. Okay. Oh, this one. So it's kind of, you know how Orphe and Andy are working together. What was it like when you got to work with your wife?
It was great. Maren and I did Next to Normal on Broadway.
Oh my God, so good.
And
Iconic.
it was extraordinary because of how intense the show is. And, you know, Maren would have to wake up because, I mean, Diana starts having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
So in the morning, she would really just set herself up to be sad all day so that when we got to the theater, especially for matinee, she could just drop right in. But it was extraordinary because that's an extraordinary piece of music theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
So the minute that run was done, did you guys like go relax somewhere?
Be happy for a while.
Have fun together.
Well, we do concerts together
Yeah.
a lot, you know, cabaret concerts, symphony concerts, and so I'm certain we had something, and we're like, let's do love songs for God's sake.
Let's be happy.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna smile now. Oh, this one's cool. Which of your characters that you've played do you relate to the most?
Not this guy.
No.
No, I relate to the most. There's something in all the characters that I relate to
You have to
in some
find-
way. Yeah,
To find something, right?
yeah, and then, well, George. Yeah, Sunday in the Park with George. Not to be plugging that over and over, but when I saw it on VHS with Mandy and Bernadette, I instantly. I think every artist. That's why it's one of. It resounds with artists so much. It's not just painters, sculptors, but musical theater artists, particularly because of Steve's incredible lyrics and James's beautiful book. There's so much beauty in it, and enlightenment and inspiration. Yeah, that's it.
If you want to sing Finishing the Hat, I won't stop you. That's like, that song is like my number one. That's that song, everything.
Just to sit center stage at that glorious theater on Navy Pier and have.
Yeah, and the audience, it was like a thrust stage.
Yeah,
right?
it was like a horseshoe.
Yeah,
And we had the orchestra behind us playing the original Don Sebesky orchestrations with all the most incredible Chicago musicians. And just be able to sing that. That was great.
And then you had me in the audience sobbing.
Bravo!
That's one
I
of my
love that.
favorite theater experiences. I've said this to you before, but I could kiss your butt about that forever.
Cool. Let's do one more question, and this one's really fun. Did you have a scene from the movie that you're most looking forward to be seeing done on stage? for Pretty Woman?
Well, there's the penthouse scene, which is when I attack her, which I think is, it's the scene. But we do the polo match at the top of Act 2, and it's changed since you saw it in Chicago. Right now, and I think it's evolving still, but right now I kind of lead that a little bit. But it's the moment where Stuckey in Act 1, you don't really know him. He's just, the business partner and seemingly nice, if a little pushy and a little braggadocious. Then he comes up to Vivian and shows his true colors.
Right.
Once he finds out that she's, a streetwalker. And so when that starts to happen, you can feel, because everyone's having a wonderful time, and here we are in Act 2. What could possibly go wrong? And they go so quiet. The audience, like no response. It's almost as good as everyone clapping or booing or whatever.
Well, yeah, and you want her, and she's all dressed up, and you want her to like pull it off.
She's
and then
trying
you
so
come
hard.
along.
So hard.
Yeah.
This guy.
I like polka dots.
Love it.
Don't make that face ever.
He's honest. He's honest.
Okay, Jason Danieley is currently starring in Pretty Woman. It's at the Nederlander Theater. It's 1 block south of 42nd Street. It's where you saw Newsies, kids.
And War
or
Paint.
Rent.
And Rent.
Newsies.
And Rent. And stuff way back before they cleaned it up, too.
Yeah.
Jason, you're fantastic. Please
Thank
send
you.
my love to your beautiful wife.
I will.
And everyone, go see Pretty Woman. Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Of course. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to all past Live at 5 interviews by going to wherever you listen to podcasts and typing in #Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Make sure to tune in tomorrow when we talk to Kate Bornstein from Straight White Men.